is Henna Virkkunen. She's Executive Vice President for Tech Sovereignty, Security and Democracy at the European Commission. So first for you, Henna. You recently said in an interview, we can't negotiate our values. What is at stake in the debates about AI and democratic values?
Yes, I also see that technologies, they give many opportunities for us, and I see it more positive parts on that. But of course, I think also that we have to be aware of risks. And I have been, last 10 years, I have been especially focusing to digital legislation, and I have to say that as a politician, it has been I think, most difficult task to set rules for digital world, because the technology is developing all the time so fast and our decision-making processes are very slowly, and we should, in the same time, we should encourage innovations, but we should also be aware of risks. And I think because of AI, this has become much more difficult than earlier, because now the development is so fast. But in the European Union, we have very much the approach that we want to have the same values in digital world than we have here in our physical world. So it means that we want to make sure that we have a safe and fair and democratic environment also when it comes to our digital environment. And that's why we have set rules, for example, Digital Service Act and AI Act. And the main principle in both is that we have a risk-based approach. So, for example, in digital services, the very large online platforms, which has very much power in our democracies, in our economy, they have more obligations that they have to, for example, assess and mitigate the systematic risks they are posing for our electoral processes, for our civic discourse, for our well-being, for example. So all the online platforms, they have to have their own processes in place, that how they are mitigating and assessing themselves the risks. And also, the same comes to AI. So we have also there a risk-based approach in the European Union. We have banned some of the user cases totally. So the first part of AI Act came into the force now in February, and we have prohibited some user cases totally. For example, you can't do so-called social scoring in the European Union, or you can't monitor the workers' emotions in the working places, for example, and because these are against our human rights and our fundamental values in the European Union. And then also if you are using AI, for example, in healthcare systems or in transportation, there we can see that there's also higher risks, and those products, they have to meet certain standards before they are entering into the markets, and they have to be tested, because we want to make sure that we have also certain level of safety in the same time when we also want to encourage innovations in the field of AI. So that's what we are trying to do in the European Union. We are trying to keep also a safe and fair and democratic environment also in digital world, but of course it's not very easy, as we have seen.